And you have the chip in here, right? Okay.
I had it perfect before, whatever. It's good enough.
I feel like I'm on like Bravo or something right now.
I know, right?
It's pretty fancy.
Yeah, that's Nick. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right, so now I'm gonna hit the record on here, and we're gonna do this.
You edit this, right?
Oh yeah,
Just in case I drop an F.
absolutely. We edit for sure. Yep.
I won't. But
No, I hear. Trust me, I'm always one step away. All right, you ready, Nick?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
One second.
So I know what we're at.
Absolutely.
Somebody short was in my chair.
Sweet.
Somebody short was in your chair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fiona was here last week because you were gone.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Josh.
How's it going?
We're here with, okay, so I'm still laughing about last week because our guest's last name last week was Anderson.
That's easy.
And it's so simple, right? And for some reason in the invite, like you got an invite, right, to come here.
Yeah.
The invite had him with a different last name. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
it was a weird last
It's
name. So I introduce
unique
him and
name.
I say, so we're here with so-and-so, and what's your last name? And he's like, Anderson. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you, Josh, yours is a little bit tougher.
It is.
Josh Kalkofen?
Kalkofen.
Kalkofen.
Yep. Close enough.
Kalkofen.
Yes.
Okay, with Hummingbird Apparel.
That is me.
And we're going to hear all about everything Hummingbird Apparel today.
Let's do
And
it.
Nick is back from his
Yeah.
little vacation. Nicholas, how was your vacay?
It was good.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Nick
was
was
alright.
in Florida where it's nice and warm.
So you look a little tan.
I'm not jealous at all, you know. But anyways, all right, well, let's get started with a little Tori.
Okay.
In the know in the 920.
Josh, I like your kicks, by the way. Those
Thanks.
look like they're brand spanking new.
They're newer yet.
Fresh
You're
out
the
of
second person today that's commented on those.
I really like it.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Very nice. He's wearing some really cool Nikes for those that are listening.
For the younger generation, I was actually delivering an order to a school a couple weeks ago, and a kid just came up to me and said, "You have some sick fits." And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But thanks.
You're like,
take it.
thank you, thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I would go
That's
as
so
far
great.
as to say the Nikes are the least impressive part of his get up today.
He has he's got the full look going on.
Yeah.
Gotta support the biz.
Exactly, like you're talking about. We're walking billboards for our business, so let's talk all about it.
All
Okay.
right.
Let's do it.
So what is your Hummingbird Apparel? I'm guessing it has something to do with clothing.
We are a screen print embroidery and promotional product company.
Okay.
You're probably gonna ask where I got the name from.
Yeah.
We used to live on Hummingbird Lane.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something at first, like with my daughter's names. I have two girls, Lakin and Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, girls.
Hi, girls.
One's at school and one's with Lolly and Papa right now at home.
Oh,
so
well, they'll get to watch it when it comes out
they
on
can
Friday.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Yes. Couldn't really think of anything catchy.
Sure.
And so we lived on Hummingbird Lane. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why not Hummingbird
I
Apparel?
like that.
So
I like that.
no one else has that name.
It's
so,
catchy.
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it does stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's not just like something super, like, boring and generic. Yeah.
Like Valley, this and that. Fox Valley
Fox Cities
Company.
T-shirt.
Well, there are some companies out there.
No, I know. No offense to any of you. We're just saying we like Hummingbird. All right. So you got started, you said like 5 years ago?
I started my own business 5 years ago. I've
Okay.
been in the industry about 15.
Oh, okay. So you were doing it. Okay. And we'll get
Yes.
into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But where are you guys? Well, you do everything just kind of remotely, right? Everybody can order online.
Yes, or I
Okay.
mean, call us, email us.
Yeah,
But
You'll come in your cool van.
Yes, I will. We deliver everything to you free of charge, which is a nice service. Not
Mm-hmm. That
a lot of
is.
people do that.
Yeah.
We have a cool van wrapped
Very cool
locally
van.
by a company out of Oshkosh.
Very cool.
Art City Wraps. I think.
Okay.
I think I have a cool little keychain from them that they gave me.
Art City Reps.
Yeah,
You
Art
know,
City Wraps in Oshkosh.
I love it. So they did that.
Yeah, so shout out to them. They did a nice job.
Maybe I'll get my car wrapped at some point.
Yeah. What are you gonna put on your car?
My face. I'm just kidding. And
You can put
never.
it in the window. I've seen like the Trump heads
That would be.
Or Biden, whoever you.
That would be
decided about.
fantastic. Right. That would
Come
be
on.
fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Like they're riding in your back seat.
They'd be with us all the time. Okay, so what kind of services do you guys all offer?
So we do art design. I mean, we do promo products. Pretty much anything you can really think of. We just don't do like the signage,
Sure.
banners, different stuff like that. But
Sure.
pretty much everything else
Okay.
we do.
So I'm a company. I want to get 100 shirts.
Yep, we can do it.
Okay.
Yep, 2-week turnaround, hand delivered to your door.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is really nice because sometimes I feel like when you order trust me, I mean, I have in the past ordered from companies before I knew about you. Now I order from you, but it would take a while.
Yeah.
It could take a while, and you never really knew for sure
Yeah.
when it was going to arrive.
Or they say like, oh, we'll have it done in 2 weeks, but you have to pick it up from the sweatshop in Taiwan.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you hop on a plane and go get it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's simple, real simple, cheap. So 2-week turnaround.
Yep.
That's great. And you said you can do just about anything. Do people, and maybe this is both, do people bring you items that they want you to do the screen printing on, or do you provide that, or again, both?
We provide it. We don't really like taking people's garments only because if you got them from somewhere, let's say on closeout or something like that.
Sure.
And let's say something happens to it, like it got caught in a machine, which never really happens, or something we can't easily.
But I hear you.
We can't
It's
easily replace it.
A liability,
Where
small
if you got
liability.
it from
Yep.
us and something happened to a garment, you probably would never know because
Right.
we would just order another one in and do it.
Right. That's smart.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's that.
Cool. And I know you mentioned that you work with like a lot of the schools, right?
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
I mean, it really depends. Some of these schools and coaches I've been working with, I do a lot in the Sheboygan area because that's where I'm from. But
Okay.
a lot of these coaches, I mean, I'm going to date myself here, but I graduated in 2002.
Don't worry, I graduated in '99, so,
Yeah, so
fine.
from Random Lake High School. But some of these coaches I'm dealing with, they were coaching when I was playing. So I mean, I've known these guys
That's awesome.
and girls for 20 plus years.
That's really cool.
So you have that relationship with people, which is nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that. So they just come to you for like uniforms?
Uniforms, travel gear, online stores, fan apparel, different stuff like that. Like November is our busiest time of the year. You have, fall sports ending, winter sports starting. You got, state-bound volleyball stuff
Sure.
and football stuff. And then you got booster clubs and schools wanting to do Christmas online stores. And pretty much every order that was submitted in November and was a store is out the door.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty
That is
cool because
fantastic.
you can't say that for a lot of.
Yeah, no, that's great. You guys are on top of it.
Yeah.
It's funny because like every t-shirt that you see out there, for every event, everything, right? Like it came from somewhere. Somebody like you don't always think about it that way.
Yeah.
But it's like somebody made that. That's awesome.
Fun
Hopefully local.
runs and
Yes, hopefully Hummingbird did it. Yes. So, okay, now you mentioned that you've been in the business for like 15 years,
Yep.
right? So, you have a long history with this. How did you get into it, and what was your journey and what led you to today?
Sure. So this was a while ago. I was working at the YMCA as a health and fitness coordinator. Wasn't making a lot of money,
Sure.
like nothing.
Yeah.
I started coaching basketball at Kakana.
Okay.
I was their head freshman coach and varsity assistant coach, and can't think of the name right now. An owner of a company I coached his kid. He asked me if I would be interested in being a sales rep for them.
Okay.
Because I have the sports background
Sure.
and I'm pretty people friendly
Yeah.
and whatnot. So quit the Y, started working for them. I was there 2 or 3 years. Things didn't really pan out with that. Then like literally a week later after I left there, I went on with another company. I was there for about 6 years.
Okay.
The owner there wanted me to buy her business. She wanted too much for it. I said, I can do this myself. way cheaper than what she wanted me to
Sure.
buy it for. And that was in 2020. So COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is like, I call it BC before COVID or AC after COVID.
Yeah, so it was a very scary time.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a little stupid of us to start a business and
I get it.
during then, but it was kind of, I have all these customers. I didn't sign a non-compete, so I
Sure.
was doing everything,
Yeah.
to the book and whatnot. And I talk with my wife, and we kind of just say, yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
So fast forward now to 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I have 8 employees.
That's awesome. Did you start with just like you?
Yeah, I mean, me and Tor, and then my wife's name is Tori too, by the
Oh, I
way.
love that.
That's why when you said, let's hear
You're
from
like,
Tor,
wait,
I'm like, are
Tori.
you talking about my wife? And
We're gonna call her.
turns out it was weird. Like, she's going to introduce me? I'm like, that's a pretty nice.
Let's go to
touch, but it's your daughter, so
We prepared something special ahead of time.
like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like that Ashton Kutcher show back in the day on MTV where they like pranked
Oh
you.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
right. All of a sudden you're
Thought
like,
it was something
what
like that.
is happening
Is
here?
Ashton Kutcher going to come through the door? Anyway.
So it was you and your wife.
Yep.
Kind
And
of
then
at
I had
first.
I had a graphic designer. He was just doing it part time. And then I had a couple production people. But I mean, we've pretty much doubled
That's awesome.
our employees and whatnot.
And it's only been 4 years.
It's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, we were slow to start. Last year was my goal. I didn't really tell a whole lot of people this, but I've always wanted to do $1 million in sales. Like that was just always a goal of mine is 1 million. I thought that was like
Me
a nice
too.
Yeah.
benchmark. Well, it's a little different selling a $6 T-shirt compared to a $500,000
That is
house.
so true. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, my sales add up a lot faster.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
But last year we hit $1 million in sales, which I thought was good.
That's amazing.
For a small business.
For sure.
And then
That's
this
really
year
good.
we've surpassed last year's numbers. We
That's
did it
perfect.
in November actually. So things have been good. Full-time graphic designer now, a marketing director, production people, sales people. I mean, we're doing pretty
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love hearing about people just being successful. Was there, I'm guessing, probably a few of those years were super busy for you.
Yes.
In terms of like, you really had to grind to get to where you are today.
I mean, I'm still grinding.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what a lot of people don't know. I mean, we talked about
Yeah.
this earlier. Is owning a business. You're putting in a lot of work.
People don't see, yes, it's very hard for people and for everybody listening. It's, you see things on social media. You see highlight reels of people's lives, people's businesses. You come into a place, like my office. Well, right now we just moved, so it's a little, but usually it's like just this gorgeous place. And people think like it all just magically happens, and it's like, no, this took years and years and lots of tears.
And hours. Of
Yes.
work. I mean, there's some days I'm up at 4 a.m. and I'm working till midnight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just to get orders out the door.
Right.
I mean, you got to do it.
And you never really stop thinking about it either, right? Like, I mean, I can focus on other things sometimes, but I'm definitely, on holidays or weekends or whatever, I'm thinking, oh, I want to do this marketing piece, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. Like, as a business owner, you don't really clock out.
Yeah, you're like, man, I hope my kid's school play doesn't run too long because I don't
Yeah.
want to be away from my phone that whole time.
Exactly. I know. It's tough.
Yeah.
But you never know because it's like, well, where's my next source of business coming from?
Exactly.
Right?
And if you don't do it, they'll go
Yeah.
somewhere else. Who
Yeah.
will. So.
Do you feel like in 2020 when you started, there was a lot less companies doing what you're doing, or has it kind of always just been the same?
I think there's more now because with the economy and
Sure.
everything, I think people kind of know what's kind of going on now. I think we were out of the norm to start something like that in 2020.
Sure.
But you see so many places now just, starting it out of their house and thinking that, hey, we can make a business out of that. And kudos to you. I mean, you can do that, but we like to say and joke sometimes that's just more of a hobby than an actual business.
And again,
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
Quality I think is big. Because I know, like, my husband and kids, we go to Disney usually every year and we order these, we have to be those nerds that like wear the same shirts. And so we usually like we order them off like Etsy, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're usually super pretty cheap because I'm sure somebody's just running it through a, you know, printer thing or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And it's done. But I feel like there's so many of those kind of people now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're doing it illegally because if they're using the Disney word, that's trademarked.
Yeah.
Oh, well then honestly, then there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of that out there. I mean,
I never even thought about
we get
that.
people asked to
Ooh.
print like the Badger logo or the Packer logo. That's all
You
trademarked.
can't.
You can't. I mean, you got to get permission and then
Interesting.
pay royalties and like colleges, and we get stuff all the time. Can you print this for this college? I wish I could.
Yeah.
But, you got to get permission from
That
school
is
or from the entity.
so smart. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so people running like the Brewers logo out of their house,
Sure.
like if they get caught doing
Yeah.
that, like that is a serious fine.
Well, I'm walking around with a lot of illegal T-shirts.
But the thing is, you weren't the one that put the.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I never thought it's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
So you're doing things by the book. You're running
to.
a business.
But see, that's another example of just another thing that you got to know running your business. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of the big company like Fanatics.
Yes, I
Like,
have.
They're huge.
Oh yeah.
Memorabilia, sports conglomerate.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think how much money some of these college teams and pro teams are getting, because a lot of the time it's a 12% royalty back to that team. So like if you're buying a $70
Yeah.
Packer sweatshirt,
Yeah.
well 12% of that is going back to the Packers because they got to pay a royalty on that when
Sure.
they sell it too. So the Packers, they're coming up pretty good selling
They're doing well.
merch. Yeah.
Wow. I never thought about any of that. Do you know, just yesterday somebody was telling me that, this is a little off topic, but it kind of relates, that college athletes now can get paid?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. They had a vote this summer that the WIA, which is the Wisconsin
Yeah.
sports, they were gonna let high school kids get paid. But that got voted down.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that might be a little.
There's still sort of a gray area there.
I just thought, I never thought about college athletes getting paid. It makes sense, I think, right? Because some of these college athletes are amazing and the college gets a huge following because they have so-and-so,
Yeah.
right? But so I'm kind of glad to hear that some of it actually goes back to the.
Well, and part of the idea behind that is that you get these guys that, they're really, really good in college or whatever, and then they're just trying to get to the league as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
They're like, I need to get to the majors or
Right.
whatever. So they're in college for 2 years, and then they go on and they're playing professionally at 20.
Yeah.
But, in order, like, if you allow college players to get paid, they can stay in college for the 4 years.
Right.
And, actually still be making money
That's
and get
true.
an education. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and some of them are on the cusp of not being good enough maybe to go pro, so they
Yeah.
can make more money in the college with
Sure.
the NIL deals
Yeah.
and whatnot, and get paid now that they're in their prime for athletics,
Yeah.
and make more money now compared to if they get a job in the real
Sure.
world.
That's so interesting. But yeah, going back to like merchandise, how much money organizations make off of the merch, off of the hats, off of the keychains, off
insane.
sweatshirts, the everything, right?
It's insane.
It's crazy.
That's why you go to some of these events and like people are selling a sweatshirt for $60.
Yeah.
It's like your margins are unbelievable because it didn't cost $60 to make.
Right.
that.
Yeah, you're making a big old profit there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of margins, when you started, I always tell people that I wasn't a very good budgeter when I first started my team. I was just sort of a realtor, and I thought, well, the money will come from somewhere, right? And it did, but I never really knew exactly what I was bringing in, So did you have a system like from the start where you were kind of watching everything? Did you know, like, this is how much I'm going to make off of, these things?
Not really.
Okay, so you were like me.
Yeah. I mean, when you go into the business, I mean, you have no idea all the stuff that comes along with it, really. Like, the government takes a lot of your money. I mean,
They sure do.
we found that out real quickly.
Shout out
Um,
to Uncle Sam.
yeah. So if you're making, $2,000 on an order, well,
Sure.
you're not making $2,000 on
Right.
an order. I mean, marketing went into that. The federal government will take some of that. If you're not tax exempt and you had sales tax on it, Wisconsin takes that. I mean, it's all things you don't think of when
Right.
you start your own business, because there's a lot of before we just switched to an S corp.
Okay.
And
Me too, a couple of years ago. That was smart.
yes, shout out to my accountant for
Yes,
for doing
mine
that.
too. She kept telling me every year. And I was like, this seems like it's going to be a lot of work to
Yeah.
and it really wasn't that big of a deal.
No.
And yeah,
Because when
Big
you're
savings.
an LLC and you're paying yourself, well, then there's Wisconsin self-employment tax. So I was getting dinged on paying myself.
yeah. And
Which
like you have to pay yourself
Exactly.
because it's what you do.
Yeah.
It's your
So then
business.
the government took that.
Yeah.
And by moving to an S corp, I think I still have to pay
But
money
it's
for
not
something, but it's not as much.
Right, exactly.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rebecca.
I love that. Yeah, it's all about we pay a lot of money to the government and is saving in any way you can, I think, smart and important. So now that you're, bigger and you've got 8 employees and all of that, though, do you have a pretty good budgeting system down? You know what's coming in, what's going out?
Yeah, I do. Which is nice. The thing is we've talked, and the accounts payable is what really kind of sets it over the edge. You see that dollar amount of how much money people still owe you, and it's like, well, I hope I get some checks here soon, because I
Yeah.
got vendors to pay, employees to pay. So that's
Is there a way to do some companies make you pay for everything up front?
some do.
Okay.
It's tough. A lot of our clientele is schools and teams.
Sure. And so they're used to they get an invoice and
Exactly.
then
And what's tough with schools is, they might only send out checks, every 2 weeks on the Thursday or whatever. So if you give them the invoice on the Friday, you might not get paid,
Yep.
until the next round of checks are cut. So, I mean, I would say 85% of my accounts payable right now is schools. Just because what I just said, or the coaches never turned it into the business office,
Sure.
or whatever the
Yep.
reason.
It gets
It's-
lost in yep.
Yeah, and that's the
shuffle.
thing too, is like the coach wants to pay it, but then he's got to go give it to Rhonda, and then she's got to
Process
Approved by the
it.
superintendent,
Somebody else
or-
has to stamp it and
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's tough. When you're just waiting on that money. It's like,
Yeah.
And again, I think that's something that we don't all, the general public doesn't always think about. I get invoiced from a few people. And I'll be honest, sometimes I'm just busy, really busy, and I just the invoice just kind of gets tossed to the side for a couple days. But really, it's that could be somebody's livelihood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay your invoices, everyone, please, as fast as possible.
Show me the list of all the schools.
Yeah.
Owe me money. If you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. So I know you just said that that's obviously been a hurdle, but what other hurdles do you think, you've come across, or what things do you think you've learned? I always say the biggest learning lessons I've had in starting a business have been from times that things really, hit the fan. But that's how you learn. Right? And that's how you grow. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again. And how am I going to make sure I don't do that again? Right? So do you have moments like that?
I do. I think the biggest eye opener, and I talked to a number of people about this today actually, is just the whole supporting local thing.
Yes.
I think that really kind of hit home, even since I started my own business, but I'm more cognitive of it, of what's going on. And, if I need something to eat, like I talked before, I'd much rather support JD's than go to Burger King
Yes.
or whatever, because they're local, local business guy.
And shout out, by the way, just in general to JD, because that guy is
Mr.
still
JD Greashopper.
working. He's literally still there. I love it. I totally know what you're saying, because there's a lot of, especially here in the Midwest, just good people working really hard. And yeah, if you just take a little bit of time to go see them or whatever, instead of just ordering everything online,
That's why I'm big. I'm really liking the local food trucks lately.
Yes.
I mean, those guys, I mean, talking about busting your butt, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're starting food really early in the morning
Yeah.
and making sure they got enough food on the truck, and they only have enough space, to do it.
Right.
So like once they run out, they're done,
Mm-hmm.
with stuff like that. And those guys are local business people too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. I love a food truck, so I'm always happy to
Yeah.
support them. Anytime I see like an event going on and it's like, there will be food trucks, I'm like, perfect.
I am there.
Perfect. Yes, I'm in. So, okay, so yeah, that's something that, you've had to kind of really reassess, right? Is like, holy cow, it's really important to support local. Um, and you said, you've gotten to the point you have a budget and things like that. Anything else that you feel like, you've gained along this journey?
I mean, really the industry is about relationships.
Sure.
And building
Yeah.
relationships and keeping that relationship, because really at any time, what's tough with us is you could be dealing with a school or a coach for however long they're employed by that school, but if they have a new coach that comes in and they might know someone from another company, I mean, you're out.
Right.
I mean, so you get a lot of that,
Sure.
Which you have zero control over. I mean, you could have the best pricing, best customer service, quick delivery, but if that coach is no longer employed by the school and this next person comes in and they know someone from another company, I mean, you're done.
Yeah.
So
On that note, do you personally do a lot of sales meetings and meet with these people and things like that, or do you have employees that do that? Or
a little
both?
bit of both.
Okay.
A lot of times we get on our website, you can do like a quote through our site and it'll come to me, but I'll give those to Tyler or John to deal with that, because I got a lot on my plate.
Yeah.
For stuff, but we get probably one or two of those a day coming in asking about
Sure.
that kind of stuff. But I'm still in meetings.
Yep.
I still personally deliver orders.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it when there can still be some of that personal touch. I know too, as you get bigger and busier, you cannot do everything, but it's nice to still be somewhat involved.
It's hard to delegate. I
It-
found that hard.
Well,
One of the
I'm going to tell you
challenges.
something. I used to have a really hard time with it, and now I'm like, what can I give away?
Yeah.
Because I agree with you, though. I'm very type A. I'm very organized. I like things a certain way, and that's something that I think I've learned over the years is like, it's not all going to be perfect, but it's going to get done, and done is sometimes better than perfect, right? So it's hard. It's hard. There's so many lessons learned in running a business. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? I always feel like that's such a cliche, but where do
gotta
you
change
want?
it.
Well, yeah, where do you want the business to be? Like, what are your goals for the business?
That is a great question.
Okay.
And Tori and I talked. My wife, Tori, not your daughter.
Yeah.
My wife and I could. I mean,
Right.
if Tori wants to jump in on conversation.
Oh, she would be
share
fine
her
with
2
that. Trust
cents,
me.
it's
Yeah.
fine. It's like, okay, do we really want to grow this thing, or are we just
Sure.
happy with where we're at?
Yep.
And we're kind of, that's where we're at. We just don't know what
Yep.
we want to do.
I totally get that though, because I think not everybody, majority of people, especially business owners, I think we get stuck in like well, what's next? What's next? And that's good to an extent, but when is it just enough to where instead of grinding all the time, you get a little bit more free time. You get a little bit more, right? Because eventually that's
Yeah.
what's supposed to happen.
You're like, oh, let's just stay at this for 20 more years, then I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go on 20 more years.
He's like, well, I won't be doing this for 20 years. Yeah.
But what's nice about our business is, the apparel business, there's so many new styles and brands and, different things we can do with companies' logos and teams' logos that it's constantly changing, and you can constantly order new things where,
Sure.
If you're only selling, I don't know, peanuts.
Right. That's all you got.
That's all you
Yep.
got, unless you'd put a different flavor of peanut or whatever. I don't know why
Yeah.
you use
No, I
peanuts,
think that's
but-
I think that's a really smart thing though. What you're saying is like there's so many options.
Yeah.
And it's nice because let's face it, everybody's got to wear clothes.
It's true.
You know, I mean, I know, mind blowing, riveting, right? New information. But no, I mean, that's good because think about how many, I always think a lot about like businesses that are kind of becoming more and more extinct or on the verge of extinction, right? There's a lot of things that a lot of jobs people used to do that aren't happening anymore, right?
Fax machine repair.
Fax machine repair,
Or
yeah.
they're sending it to China because it's cheaper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whatnot. So.
Yep. Yeah. You're good. Like you're solid. Yeah. People will always need clothes.
That's why I'm
Hopefully.
in this industry.
He's like, that's why I like it. So, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you, order things, all the things?
Yeah, they can go to our website, www.hummingbirdapparel.org.
Okay.
We have Instagram, Facebook, all that cool jazz. They can call our office, 920-450-0543.
Okay.
I'm not going to give out my personal cell phone.
No,
right
that's
now,
okay.
but
You don't need to. That's fine. I
people
understand.
Can call me if you got my number.
Yeah. Hummingbirdaapparel.org. You got a
.org,
.org.
I do, and my email's
fancy.
a .org. And I
Whoa.
actually met with one of my vendors the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to get this much kickback. Did you know that?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Well, what email address did you send it to?" And they put .com. So all the emails they were sending me monthly on how much business I've done with them, I had no idea because I never got them.
Never got that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and again, pretty much anything that people, well, I mean, I'm sure that like if somebody wants to order like 2,000 of something, it might take a little longer, right? But
No.
no?
No.
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks usually, yeah.
Okay. Hand delivered.
Hand delivered.
Yeah. What's the most we can order? Then you'll be going, oh my goodness.
How many T-shirts do you need, Kelly? Because
Yeah.
I can put out a couple thousand. By the
Well,
end of the
you know
year
what?
here.
I mean, honestly, we do. We have a lot. Like last night, we had an event. We had our winter event, past clients and things like that. And we were all matchy in our Kelly Davies Homes pink sweatshirts. We had some little hats and we were outside. So I'm all about the apparel. And like you said, it is a walking billboard. It's an easy and inexpensive compared to a lot of other types of advertising
Yeah.
way to get your name and your business out there.
Yeah. And I mean, you think about it, end of year, people want to spend their marketing dollars.
Yes.
Why not use it on gear?
Apparel.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
We can invoice it in December. You're good.
Okay. I love it. Well, everybody should check
Yeah.
out Hummingbird Apparel. I think so.
I think so.
We're gonna get some things. All right. Well, thank you so much. I love hearing about people's journeys. It's so much fun. Now we're gonna talk about a couple of weekend events. We like to talk about what is happening in the 920.
Let's see what's happening this weekend in the 920.
She loves her little voiceovers. All right, Nick, you want to take the first one?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, we got Christmas Stars 2024, Thursday through Sunday. Xavier Fine Arts Theater, 1600 West Prospect Avenue, Appleton. So it looks like Thursday and Friday are at 7 p.m. Saturday is at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Sunday is at 1 p.m.
Have you ever been to Christmas Stars?
I feel like I have.
Have you ever been to Christmas Stars?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I
So?
appreciate your
Is it
honesty.
kid-friendly?
It's really good. Yes, it's totally kid
And
friendly.
maybe this year?
Yeah, it's really cute.
Join us at the Xavier Fine Arts Theater in Appleton for the 31st season of Christmas Stars, a spectacular Broadway-style holiday-themed extravaganza featuring singers, dancers, and actors ages 5 through senior citizen. Over 1,000 gorgeous costumes, beautiful sets, lighting, and staging make Christmas Stars one of the Midwest's premier holiday attractions. Tickets at www.christmasstars.org. Oh, there's one of those .orgs. Or 920-733-8840. Yeah. Adults are $18. Senior citizens are $17. High school students are $17. Children, 8th grade and under, $10. Family night discounts December 12th. Oh, okay, cool.
I just want to say that I get major brownie points because we're going on Friday night and I got tickets for Mom
Yeah.
and Pat and Grandma. So
Oh,
getting the whole family out to Christmas Stars.
man, someday you might become the favorite.
I'm working so hard at it. Okay. I've got Build Your Own Ornament Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. at Catch Fire Creations, which is 230 Main Street in Menasha. So it says it's their December pop-up project. Build Your Own Ornament. Get ready to make something truly unique this holiday season. Our Build Your Own Ornament project lets you mix and match designs to create the perfect decoration for your tree. So you get to pick a background, pick a front design, and then it says each ornament is $3, or you can grab 2 for $5. So pretty cost effective there. So it just says stop in today and get creative. It looks like you can go anytime between 11 and 7. Catch Fire Creations in Menasha.
Interesting. All right, so then next up we have The Coop Christmas Cookie Walk. Saturday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at The Coop, 400 North Richmond Street, Suite G. I believe that's Richmond Terrace, that building.
It is, yes.
After a year of planning, we're excited to bring you our version of a Christmas cookie walk. The 6 prep tails at The Coop will be packed. Oh, I think it means tables. At The Coop will be packed full of Christmas cookies. Don't have time to make your own or don't want to? Let us handle the hard work. Tickets will be available for purchase starting November 15th and will be limited. Each participant will receive a cookie tin that they will fill with delicious homemade Christmas cookies and candies. Snacks will be available and each participant will receive 1 drink ticket.
Cool. So I think if you just check out The Coop online, you'll be able to get, info and tickets and things. That is a really good idea, by the way, because I will tell you, I love Christmas cookies. I don't love making them. So there you go.
The owners of Little Birdie's Treats.
It
own
is.
That,
Yep.
Which is a nice little mobile coffee
Yep.
place.
Yep.
Ooh.
It is very cool. Shout out to them. We love that. All right. So that's happening. Let's see. 2024 charity ball benefiting babes. And this is not like, we're not talking about like pinup girls here. We're talking about babies. Okay, I just want to clarify that. Saturday at 6 o'clock, North Shore Golf Club, which is N8421 North Shore Road in Menasha. So it's cocktails, dinner, entertainment. Everybody gets really, really dressed up. But the beneficiaries are Babes, like the organization, Child Abuse Prevention Program, and the Infant Welfare Circle programs. So that's really great. You can get your tickets online. So if you feel like getting dressed up and being fancy on Saturday night, charity ball at North Shore Golf Club.
Well, hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Final thing that I've got on here. Twinkle and Mingle Gala.
Oh.
Sunday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Hive Aesthetics. N474 Eisenhower Drive, Suite E, Appleton. Welcome to the exclusive Twinkle and Mingle Gala. An enchanting evening designed to dazzle and delight. This ticketed event promises a memorable experience with only 30 tickets available, ensuring an intimate and personal affair. Priced at $170 per ticket,
That's
your evening
that's
will
great.
include a refreshing mocktail and gourmet charcuterie snacks to indulge your taste buds. Your choice of a flash tattoo or single piercing from The Hive for a unique personal touch.
That's cool.
A custom spray tan from a PS Beauty Lounge to enhance your glow. A luxurious lip exfoliant and oil from Glow Beauty Collective.
I love that you're reading this, by the way.
A
You're doing
beautiful
good.
necklace or bracelet from Alyssa and Anna. Only pay for the charms you add. A personalized box of 5 wax melts with your choice of scents from June Candle Co. to take a piece of the magic home. And join us for an unforgettable night of sparkle, mingling, and delightful surprises. Secure your ticket today.
That is actually a pretty darn good deal for all the things that you get. I like it.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
I mean, it's a deal if you're planning to get those things anyways.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to get logical about it, Nick. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I know December weekends, I think, are always really busy. But again, try to get out and do local activities.
Yeah.
Right? Have fun. And, well, Nick and I will be back again next week, whether you like it or not.
Same time, same channel.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To contact the Kelly Davies Homes team. For all of your buying and selling needs, call 920-791-9047. Find us on Facebook at the Kelly Davies Homes team or go to kellydavieshomes.com.